Disclaimer. This podcast will mostly deal with the relationship between men. If you as a listener is comfortable with this subject matter, please sit back and enjoy the program. Welcome, listeners, to a night of wonder. This is the Two-Timer series, Collective, a collection of different genres created by D.B. Watson, writer of the Two-Timer series. In this program, you will hear a different tale once a week read by me, A.J. Carter. If you enjoy any of these stories, please show your support by ringing that bell, giving a thumbs up, and a follow. Thank you. Golden Ticket. Gavin, I don't want to do it. Come on, Patrick. I went to your cosplay events. Why can't you do this one thing for me? He snapped, staring down at Patrick, who sat on a vintage sofa he bought Gavin for his birthday gift. I've never done private shows because I worry someone might recognize me. Who's going to recognize you? You look like a different person when you're done up like a girl. Gavin sat beside him and placed his hand on Patrick's lower back. I'll be the only one who knows the real you. Patrick saw Gavin's sincerity and wanted to thank him for coming to his events. I guess this one time wouldn't hurt. Gavin kissed and hugged him. You won't regret this, Patrick. It's this Saturday, so it's best you drop your outfits off this Friday. You'll be the star of the show. Are you still going with me to meet my parents tomorrow? Nothing will stop me. Gavin allowed Patrick to call for his driver to take them to the Valdez Manor. Gavin behaved like the perfect gentleman towards Patrick's parents, who were impressed with Gavin, gaining him more invitations to their home, their beach house, and their yacht. Gavin had private conversations with Patrick's parents about his intentions with their son, and Drusilla and Raoul seemed pleased that marriage was on the table. Both wanted their son to settle down with someone worthy. They had hoped it would have been Yuri, but Gavin was proving to be a nice substitute. Patrick had finished his D&D role-playing with a few of his friends over at Mia's place when he received a call from Gavin, who was supposed to have come with him but cancelled. Something Gavin had been doing a lot lately when it deals with his friends and his passions. Patrick, are you done with your friends? Yeah, we just got finished. Good, come over to my place. Patrick was tired but didn't want to fight with Gavin, something they had been doing more lately. Patrick couldn't seem to do anything right in Gavin's eyes. If Gavin had bills, he blamed it on Patrick, whom he said was spending a lot of time at his place, so he should help pay, only when Patrick tried to remind him that it was he who insisted he stay. Gavin would throw his wealth back into his face, saying he was a miser. So Patrick would pay just to keep the peace. Sure, I'll be over as soon as I change. No, don't change. Just come over. Why? Because I said... Gavin caught himself before lashing out. Because you have clothes here to change into, and I don't want you out alone this late. Well, okay, I'll catch a cab. Well, if you're taking a cab, could you grab some food? Food? Yeah, the taco place I like. I pre-ordered, so all you need to do is pick it up. I suppose. Great. You don't mind paying, do you? Well, no. Good. Hurry, okay? Well, love you. And I you. The line went dead. Patrick, do you want to spend the night? Mia asked. No, I'm going over to Gavin's tonight. You've been seeing a lot of him. Patrick seemed lost in thought, causing Mia to be concerned. She couldn't say, but something about Gavin caused her to question his motives. She mentioned it to Patrick, but he told her Gavin was an only child like him and was given a lot of attention that he expected. But Patrick never behaved spoiled around her or their friends. In fact, he was respectful and very easygoing. She made sure he never felt like he had to pay all the time. Pat, are you all right? I didn't mean anything by it. No, Mia, it's fine. Gavin and I are getting a lot closer, so No need to explain. Do you need a ride? It's late. I'll call a cab. Are you sure? I don't mind. Yeah, I'll be fine, he said. They hugged, and Mia felt him squeeze her a bit tighter. Months later, she will start to see bruises on her friend that he tried to hide with concealer. She would call him out, but Patrick refused to tell her the truth, only that it was his fault for being clumsy. Patrick arrived at Gavin's building with 2 large bags of food, struggling to ring the buzzer. Hello? Gavin shouted with noise behind him. Patrick wondered what was going on up there. It's Patrick. Finally, did you get the food? Gavin asked, annoyed. Yeah, it was a lot more than... He was cut off when he was buzzed in. Patrick entered the building and took the stairs up to Gavin's apartment. When he walked into the unit, he was shocked to see a party going on. He wondered why Gavin didn't greet him at the door. Eyes turned to him while he walked past men he didn't know. Relieved, he wore a hood hiding his curls and dark makeup to camouflage his eyes. He tried not to make eye contact when he noticed a blonde surrounded by 5 men enjoying their attention. Patrick eased past bodies that purposely bumped into him. He did his best to ignore the stranger's advances as he carried the bags. Relief washed over him when he saw Gavin holding a beer, standing in the hallway, talking to his friends Peter and Paul. Peter spotted Patrick and whispered something to Gavin, who turned around. Patrick thought Gavin was mad at him the way he looked at him, but then saw a smile spread on his face as he moved towards him. Patrick seemed to calm when Gavin grabbed the bags and passed them to Paul, who took them to the kitchen. Patrick started to speak when Gavin grabbed his arm and yanked him into his spare bedroom, closing the door. "What the hell, Patrick? What are you wearing?" he snapped. Patrick jumped at Gavin's tone before answering. "I told you I was at my D&D roleplay." "And what is this?" He waved his hand at his outfit. "I played a ranger." "You said you only play females." "When I cosplay, not D&D." "Great, just great." "What's wrong?" Gavin ignored him while he looked him over. "Okay, you need a wig and makeup. That shouldn't be a problem." "For what?" "You can get ready downstairs," he said, ignoring him as he pressed on the wall, revealing a hidden door that opened to stairs that led down to his store on the first floor. "The other performers can provide you with their stuff." "Damn it, Gavin, for what?" Patrick froze when Gavin returned an icy stare. "You should lower your voice. People will think I'm beating you," Gavin said in a neutral tone. "Gavin, I need you to model for me." "Model? But you were a huge hit the last time. Everyone loved you. They all came back with friends to see you." "Gavin, I'm not sure. There are other models this time, so you won't be alone. But I know you'll be the star of the show." Patrick didn't want to fight, but knew Gavin should have asked him first. "Gavin, I'm tired. So you're bailing on me, after everything I've done for you?" "Gavin, I went with you to your events. I spent time with your family. So anything I want is beneath you?" "No, Gavin. Go on then. Bail. I should have known my place with you." Gavin went to leave when Patrick stepped in front of him, blocking the door. "Gavin, I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you. Of course, I can model for you. I don't want you to feel forced. I'm not. I want to do this." Gavin's expression turned softer as he smiled. "This is wonderful. You're going to be amazing." Once the show started, Patrick performed in several different outfits, being the only one who dressed as a female, leaving him exhausted. His final outfit was a schoolgirl uniform with a wig that Gavin told him to keep on as they returned upstairs to Gavin's guest bedroom. "Okay, now for your greatest performance," Gavin said. "What?" "You have fans that want some special treatment." Patrick's heart raced from his statement while he watched Gavin reach into his pocket and remove a prescription bottle. He wanted to ask what it was, but his words caught in his throat. Gavin looked back at him, wanting to smile at Patrick's discomfort, but instead placed one of the pills on his tongue, returning the bottle to his pocket, then pulled out a small plastic wine bottle from the same pocket. He touched Patrick's cheek. "Do you love me, Patrick?" "Of course," Patrick responded. "Then say it," Gavin ordered through gritted teeth. Patrick swallowed before answering. "I love you, Gavin." Gavin kissed him hard, pushing the pill further into Patrick's mouth. Gavin broke their embrace and covered Patrick's mouth with his hand, pushing him against a wall. Patrick tried to struggle while he gagged on the pill. "Don't fight it," Gavin ordered, twisting off the cap to the wine and bringing the small bottle to Patrick's lips. He removed his hand to open Patrick's mouth and pour the wine down his throat. Patrick swallowed the drink and the pill. Gavin stepped away, walked to a nightstand, grabbed his beer, and took a sip. Patrick stared back in horror as he wrapped his head around what Gavin had done to him. "What the fuck, Gavin? What did you give me?" "Stop whining. It will help you relax." "Relax for what?" The door opened and 2 men entered. Gavin moved to the door, looking at the men. Remember the rule, no beating. The pill will have him complying soon. Patrick tried to rush for the door when he was grabbed and dragged to the bed, calling for Gavin, who shut the door. Patrick lay awake in the dark room with no window. His body hurt, but his mind drew a blank. The sound of a door unlocking caused Patrick to jump. The light from the hallway poured into the room, causing Patrick to flinch. "You're finally up?" Gavin said, entering. "The party's over." "What happened?" "You passed out." Patrick looked down and saw he wasn't dressed. "Where are my clothes?" "Don't you remember?" Patrick shook his head. Gavin approached, waking his cell. He searched for a bit, then showed Patrick. "Look for yourself." Patrick studied the screen before his mouth dropped open. Gavin pulled his cell away and sat beside him on the bed. "This is how it's going to work," Gavin said, smiling. "You will continue to perform for me and also pay my bills, without argument." "What?" Gavin ignored him. "Your time with your friends will be limited." "No." Gavin looked at him. "So you want a scandal? Just think about your parents finding out." "My father." "Now you're going to call Daddy to save you. I will sell these photos to the highest bidder." Patrick knew if he embarrassed his father again, he would cut his funds and send him overseas to family. Not to mention the shame his mother will feel. He couldn't do that to her. He looked at Gavin with disgust. "Just tell me a price so I can leave." "Oh no, you're not leaving. You're my golden ticket. I'm not staying with you." Gavin grabbed Patrick's hair and slammed his head to the mattress, leaning close to his ear. "Oh, yes, you are, and you will play the role of the perfect boyfriend, or so help me, you'll regret it. I have so much more to hold over your head that you haven't seen yet. That pill I gave you loosened you up. You are a freak." Gavin jerked his tight hold on Patrick before releasing him, standing and moving to the door. "Now get your ass up and shower. You stink. I'll have your bottle of wine ready when you're done." Gavin left the room. Patrick held in his cry as he slowly rose and followed. The end. Thank you for listening. This was a short story by D.B. Watson and read by me, A.J. Carter. If you want to hear more of this story, please leave a comment. You can find the thriller series at Amazon.com under D.B. Watson/Two-Timer series, on audio at Audible.com, and Kindle Villa. If you would like to hire me, A.J. Carter, to narrate your project, you can find me on acx.com/AJ Carter. Thank you, and see you next week.